Sata Vahana, Sada Vahana. Sata means nothing but the what is you called means so the Sata Han. Han means sun. Sata means the horse. So those are the Sada Han or Sata Kon. So these words are came from Munda language. The Munda language tells about these words as the Sata and Kon. So Sada means as like that horse, the Kon means of sun. So they are from the son of the horse. Totally they are known as the son of the earth. So which means the son of the horse, which means they are horse riders, or particularly they are given the importance about the horses. So the name of Sadavahana or Satavahana derived like that. So next, the what are the sources for the construction of the history of Satavahanas? Though so many we are taken from so many sources like archaeological sources as well as the literary sources. So archaeological sources mainly concentrated at the monuments. The monuments are located so many places over the Telangana region. So mainly they are concentrated at the Kotilingala, Dhulikatta, and Kondapur. The two Kondapurs are there. The one is located in Medak district. Nowadays, so many coins are excavated there, and another one is Karimnagar district. So the two Kondapurs are there, and the capital cities, which is we are discussed previously, as that Amaravati and Paitan or Pratishtanapura. It is nearest to the Aurangabad at Maharashtra, and Kotilingala. It is located in Karimnagar. So they are released so many inscriptions. The inscriptions like the queens and the poets as well as the ministers and the elites of the family or the kings also laid the so many inscriptions and they are scattered throughout the Telangana. So now we are discussing about the inscriptions. The inscriptions are mainly which were we are taken from the Prakrit language inscriptions. So those are available in Brahmi script. Prakrit or Brahmi script, those are available. The uh, inscriptions like Nana Ghat, Nana Ghat inscription, it is explained about the history of the first Shatakarni, who laid the foundation for the empire of Satavahana. So she is the queen of the first Shatakarni. So she is known as the Naganika. So she is a queen and princess of Maharadi, which is located in Maharashtra. So the matrimonial relations are interacted both the Maharadis and the Shatavahanas. This is the evidence of the first Shatakarni married that Naganika. So after the death of first Shatakarni, Naganika laid that inscription as Managat. Afterwards, the second one is the inscription Nasik. So, this Nasik inscription founded by Gautami Balasri, the mother of Gautami Putra Shatakarni. So she is explored on that inscription on behalf of the talent and skillness and the victories of Gautami Putra Shatakarni, who is her son. So that inscription also explained, denote us about the history of Shatavahana. So next we are following that another inscriptions like Hathigumpa. The Hathigumpa inscription also main important source to the history of Shatavahanas. Those Shatavahanas are given the very good contribution to the South India. So Hathigumpa inscription explained about the expansion of the kingdom of Shatavahanas. The Hathigumpa inscription laid by the Kharavela, who is the king of Kalinga. He tried to 3 attempts to occupy that Satavahana dynasty, but he was failed. So the another one is Guntupalli inscription. This is also explained about the expansion to the north to south. The expansion of the kingdom and the Junagadh inscription also explained about the matrimonial relations and the political relations between the Shatavahanas as well as the Shakas. So, Shaka Rudradama laid that Junagadh inscription, the Shatakarni, at the time of Shatakarni, the ruler. So, those are recorded. The main points are main achievements of the Shatavahanas and as well as the Shakas. So, these inscriptions are denote as about the Shatavahana dynasty and its political and cultural and economic relations. So next we are going to the coins. The coins also very good evidence for the construction of history of Shatavahanas. The Shatavahana coins are largely metallic uh, inscriptions like like copper, lead, tin, and so large number of excavated at so many various places in Telangana, like the places for Kadambapur, Medak, and Pedabunkur at Karimnagar, and Dhulikata and Kondapur at Karimnagar. So over the Telangana state, those are available for us. According to the P.V. Parabrahma Shastri, who is a coinist, who is a expert in numismatics. So he explained about the significance of importance of Shatavahana dynasty through the coins. So he explained about very good explain. He given the very good explanation about through the coins of Shatavahanas. So he explored about the foundation from the king of Simuka or Chimuka. So which is on top of the coin, which is scripted top of the coin. Simuka was laid the foundation, firstly laid the foundation at Kotilingala. So he released the coins are very good evidence for the foundation of Simuka for the Shatavahana dynasty. So he explored according to the P.V. Parabrahma. He given a very good explanation about that the home of Shatavahanas is Telangana. Home of Shatavahanas is originally the Telangana. So various contradictions are there. We are discussing later. Afterwards, we are discussing about the monument, monument built by the Shatavahana dynasty.
Professors means
And the
they
world,
should be much proficient on it.
who is there, shouted. So all your voice are mute, your phones are mute. So the monuments are very given the very good evidence for the reconstruction of history of Shatavahanas. So the monuments like wall towns are they are established, and so many wall towns are traced by the archaeologists. Those are like Dhulikatta and Kotilingala. So according to the Megasthenis also given the information about that the Andas or the Andhras or the Pulindas. So they have the Satavahanas have that 30 fortified walls, towns are there. So he given the information, and these are the monuments and coins and inscriptions given the very good. Another pottery is also there. The pottery you can see at the places of Kotilingala. So many stupas are there. At Buddhist stupa is also founded at Kotilingala. So these monuments, the archaeological sources like monuments, inscriptions, coins, and potteries. So these are given the political and economic, religious, and the uh, army strategies given the information about them. So next we are discussed about the literary sources for the reconstruction of Shatavahana dynasty, what we know. So the literary sources are evidenced the two parts. Those are the local texts and the foreign texts. So the local texts also divided into two parts. Those are secular and the religious. So the religious texts, local texts, are given the information about our Shatavahana dynasty. So the religious texts like the Vedic texts like Puranas. Puranas are given the much of information about the early dynasties throughout India, not only Shatavahanas. So among them, the one of the Aitareya Brahmana given the information about the Andhras, which is ruled by the Shatavahanas. So the Andhras, the Aitareya Brahmana mentioned on the text, in the text, the Andhras were named as Pulindas, and another tribes like Shabaras and Pundaris. So these texts are given the information about the Andhras, roots of under the Vindhya mountains. So next, Mahabharata, you know very well. In that Mahabharata also mentioned, what it is mentioned, the Mahabharata mentioned about the Andhras supported to the Kauravas at the time of battlefield of Pandavas and Kauravas, which is the Kurukshetra, the war of Kurukshetra. In the battlefield, these Andhras supported to the Kauravas, not Pandavas. So that is mentioned in Jaya Samhita or Mahabharata. So the next Buddhist works like Jatakas and Pitakas, and as well as that Mahavastu. So the Buddhist literature also given the information about the Shatavahanas, and The Jainist literature also given the information, as well as the Vedic literature also given the information. The Vedic literature like the Puranas. So Puranas are the, you know very well, Astadasha Puranas are there, which means the 18 Puranas are there. Among them, the 18 Puranas like Matsya Purana and Vishnu Purana, Bhagavat Purana, and Brahmanda Purana. So these are the given the information about the Shatavahanas and their dynasties and their people and culture. So the next one is the Katha Sarit Sagara, and this is the secular texts are given the information about Shatavahanas, which is among them the Somadeva, written by the Somadeva. Katha Sarit Sagara is given the information about Shatavahanas, and Yuga Purana. You know very well the earliest woman poet knows about Gargi. So he written the very good text, the popular text of Gargi Samhita. In that Gargi Samhita, she is given the information like Yuga Purana. So the Yuga Purana given the information about the literature, language and literature about the Shatavahanas, and the Shatavahana rulers are also being a poets or being a writers like Leelavati, who is wife of the Shatavahana king of Hala Chakravarti, and he is the poet. He patronage so many poets, and the Gunadya, you know very well about Gunadya, and Sharva Varma and Vatshayana. So these fellows are given the information, these scholars are given the information about Shatavahana dynasty, which is located in Deccan Plateau or South India. So they are how they are expanded that South India, their dynasty. So they are given the very good information about the text through that text. So the 17th ruler, Satavahana ruler, Hala Chakravarti or Hala, so he written the Gada Saptasati, which is the stories of 700. So afterwards, his patron is that poet Gunadya. So he wrote that book, which is Gada Saptasati, and Sharva Varma, the poet, write the Katantra, Vyakarana, and the last one is the, you know very well, Vatshayana. He wrote that Kama Sutra. So these are the local texts given the information about that Shatavahana dynasty. And afterwards, we are taken that foreign text which is explored our Shatavahana dynasty. So these Shatavahana dynasty mentioned in the first, who is the ambassador of Greek, who is known as Megasthenes. So Megasthenes wrote a book that is named as Indica. Indica also mentioned about the Shatavahanas, the rulers of South India. So he explained in the text the Shatavahanas fortified. They are having that 30 fortified towns. They are having that fortified towns are 30. So they are mighty. He mentioned about them. They are the mighty rulers in South India, and he given the information about the Satavahana kingdom divided into so many number of tribal kingdoms. So he given the information, and the anonymous text given the information, but we don't know about that writer. So it is found at the bank of ocean. So the periplus of Erythraean Sea, it is also given the information about trade and commerce of Shatavahanas. The trade and commerce of Shatavahanas are given the information through the periplus of the Erythraean Sea. The and they are in that text they are mentioned the brooch or Barukacham, brooch or Barukacham. The west part of what is the port of Shatavahanas, the place of brooch, and the east also they have the port. The port is named as the mentioned in the periplus of the Erythraean Sea as Mesolia or Mysolia, which is known as nowadays Machilipatnam or Machili. So these are the given the information about the trade and commerce with the foreigners or foreign trade. So, what is the original home of Shatavahanas? So, the contradictions among the historians, why? Because of they are established the three capital cities on one is located at Maharashtra, that is nothing but Pratisthanapura or Kaitan. It is located nearest to the Aurangabad, and the second one is the Simandra, which is located at the bank of Krishna, nothing but Amaravati. And the next one is the previous, the first primarily capital city found, the excavations are found about that capital city at the time of Simuka and before the Simuka. So it is the named as the Koti, Lingala. So these are the three capital cities. One is located at Telangana, one is located at Simandra, another one is located at Maharashtra. So these three types of capital cities are raised the contradictions among the historians. That's why so many historians are like the E.J. Rapson and Dr. V.S. Smith and R.G. Bandarkar. So these fellows are opined that the Shatavahanas, or the original home of Shatavahanas is the Andhras. They are belongs to Andhras. So the which is located, they are the inscriptions are correspondence like that. They are believing that Puranic literature and inscriptions mainly focused on the Shatavahanas belongs to the Andhra origin. The Shatavahanas belongs to the Andhra origin. So the mainly they are concentrated on the river basins between the Krishna and Godavari. Krishna and Godavari, they are concentrated. The basins of those, they are established these capital cities and they are expanded their kingdom. So after the death of Ashoka, they are spread over the Telangana region or the southern region of India. So they are accepted by the so many historians like Rapson and Bornet Bandarkar and Maranda Ramarao. Also, they are given the important opinion about the Shatavahanas belongs to the uh, Telangana region as well as the Andhra. They are belongs to the Andhras. The origin of Shatavahanas is their Andhras. So the Shatavahana Kota or Shatakarni Satani Kota of Kurnool district enlightened that nowadays it is only the village. It is nearest to the what is the Kurnool district. So that is also explained about the Shatavahanas are belongs to the Andhras. So some scholars challenged that opinion of Andhras, the Shatavahanas, not Andhras. They are opined like P.T. Srinivasa Iyengar and Rai Chaudhary. Why? Because of they are concentrated on the capital city of Paitan or Pratishthanapuram. So, which is located in Aurangabad. So that's why they are belongs to the after the death of Ashoka, they are explored their dynasty or their kingdom from the Aurangabad to east. East is located nothing but Telangana and Simandra. So they are conquered the surrounding regions between the Godavari and Krishna. So that's why they are expanded these Deccan Plateau. So they are opined the Satavahanas belongs to the Maharashtrians. So they are the Maharashtris. So, so many inscriptions are not enlightened like that, not explored like that. That's why the Satavahanas differed. The contradictions between that historians are raised like that. But according to P.V. Parabrahma Shastri and V.S. Suktankar, V.S. Suktankar, these Suktankar also explained about that origin of Shatavahanas is belongs to Ballari. So that's why he exposed about the Carnatic places, the Kannada places. So many people, so like Nasik, Nanagat inscriptions explored about that brooch or Barukacham and the eastern part of Maslipatnam. So it is conquered over the South India by Shatavahanas. So the Makadoni inscription at Kannada region. So it is also we are taken from the inscriptions like Pulomavi. The last ruler of Pulomavi, so he defeated by the Pallava Skandavarma, Shivaskandavarma, sorry. Shivaskandavarma defeated him and he defeated that at the time of occasion, he released that copper plate as a inscription. The inscription Iharada Galli. The copper plate inscription explained about the last takeover that Pallavas of Satavahana dynasty. So, although so many arguments are there, so many contradictions are there, in spite of that, we are concentrated on the inscriptions as well as the archaeological and literary evidences. More evidences are accepted that Shatavahanas are belongs to the Andhras finally. So the P.V. Parabrahma Shastri excavated that coins at Koti, Lingala and Dhulikatta. So these coins are explored about the first founder of Chimuka. That's why we are emphasized that origin of Kotilingala, the origin of Shatavahanas. We are begin the rule from the Shatavahanas. Why? Because of the people Shatavahanas are nothing but Telangana people. Finally, we are concluded that. So, the much of evidence we are shows like that Kadambapur and Pedabankur, which is located in Karimnagar, and Dhulikatta, the seals and terracotta plates, the coins and the wall forts. So, these are many archaeological sites as well as that the Aitareya, sorry, the Puranas, just like we are discussed the Puranas, the Vedic literature, and the Buddhist and Jainist. These religious and secular literature given the information about the Shatavahanas. They are people from Telangana. So we are finally concluded the starting place of Shatavahanas is the Karimnagar district of Kotilingala. They are expanded their kingdom from middle part of Deccan Plateau to the surroundings of four sides, the southern part and east, west, north, south. They are explored and they are expanded and they are conquered so many tribes and so many dynasties after the decline of Mauryans. So the political history, given the information about the Satavahanas, so anyway, they are all the texts and all the sources given the information about the Satavahanas are rolled through the 450 years of 30 kings ruled this southern part of the region. So that is named as the dynasty of Satavahanas. So we are studied for the availability of the dynasty. We are given the divided into two parts: the early Shatavahanas and the great Shatavahanas. So the early Shatavahanas we are discussed from the 221 before the Christ to. So we are started from that Satavahana dynasty. We are expecting about that Simukha, who is the founder of the Satavahana dynasty. He ruled before the Christ 221 to 198. So you know very well the date of the history. The before the Christ is the sequence decreased after the Anno Domini AD. So it is increased. So you know very well, I think. So the Simukha, founder of the dynasty, Satavahana dynasty, since his name had given the top of the coins and he given the Puranas. So though he was the founder of the Satavahana Empire, his dynasty was being come to be known as the ancestor and father of the Satavahana dynasty is Simukha, or so many Greek literature also explain about that Simukha is nothing but Chimuka. Chimuka. So the foreign text also, the Greek text as well as that another foreign text also given the about information about that Sri Mukha. It is corrupted from the Sanskrit language as Sri Mukha, and the originally the Prakrit literature given the information about Chi Mukha. So the Sri Mukha was founder of the dynasty. He established after the establishment of that dynasty, he defeated the local kings or surrounding kings, just like Radikas, who are belongs to the Maharashtra people. So he defeated them and he alliance with the tribes, surrounding tribes like Radikas. So he was married his son with the Naganika. She is the daughter of Maharadi Trana Kairo. She is the daughter of Maharadi Trana Kairo. So he was followed that religion is Jainism. So when he was lost his life, so his son was first Shatakarni was minor. That's why his brother named as Kanaha or Krishna. So he ruled as a regent of the dynasty. So he is ruled over the 198 BC to 180 BC. Approximately, when he was take over the first Shatakarni. So after he given the dynasty to the first, first Shatakarni ruled from 180 BC to 170 BC, but he his reign was very short, but he explored very much. He conquered the dynasty. Is he so many tribes and he expanded much more. So many tribes are came under his suzerainty. So next, the Shatakarni was the first one Simukudu, and the second one is Kanaha or Krishna. The third one is first Shatakarni, the third ruler of Shatavahanas. He married Naganika, who is Maharashtrian queen. So the matrimonial alliance given the advantage to the first Shatakarni. That's why he conquered Western Malwa and Valley region. So the Anupa and the southern part of Vidarbha. So you know very well Vidarbha and all these inventions of Shatakarni. So it is recorded on the first inscription as Nanagato, which is laid by Naganika. So he was described about in the same inscription Veena, Sura, Apratihata Chakravarti, and so Maha and Maha. So these are the titles of first Shatakarni. So the Puranas also called him Mahan. So during his reign, Karavela conducted three expeditions upon the Shatavahana dynasty, but he was failed to subjugate that country, Shatavahana country. So once, so he was the best ruler in South India, in spite of that another tribes are there, mighty tribes are there, but he conquered all the surrounding tribes like east to west, north to south of north, the deadline of Vindhyan mountains. So his dynasty was explored through him, and Shatakarni one was a following the Vedic religion. First, the Simuka was following the Jain religion. First Shatakarni followed that Vedic religion. Why? Because of we know say about him as a Vedic king. He conducted that the Ashwamedha sacrifices and Rajasuya he conducted twice. So when his sacrifices explored that occasions of his conquests and Shatakarni at the time of sacrifices, Ashwamedha, Rajasuya, the yagas are when he conducted, then he sacrifices much of wealth to the Brahmins. So according to the Hindu mythology, for the dharma, it is depends on karma, dharma, moksha. The Vedic mythology depends on karma, dharma, moksha. So because of they are occurred only through the sacrifices to the Brahmins. So that's why these first Shatakarni given the so many sacrifices to the Brahmins as the thousands of kinds and thousands of cows and thousands of karshapanas and the much of lands to the given to the Brahmins. So after the death of Shatavahana, the lack of evidences, the history is going on third to sixth. So that's why we are read about that Satakarni II, who is the ruler between the 152 BC to 96 BC. 152 before the Christ to 96 before the Christ. After the death of first Shatakarni, the history of Shatakarni, so the very ambiguous. So in that ambiguous, we don't know about that who is the fourth and who is the fifth. So some people are explored some names, but there is no evidences for fourth and fifth. So that's why we are going to sixth one, the second Shatakarni. So he is who is the longest period, the reign of ruled longest period, approximately 56 years. The second Shatakarni was ruled 56 years. So the largest annals of the dynasty. So his coins are found throughout the South India, not only particularly state, throughout the South India, as well as that Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, coastal Andhra. So these regions are explored about that kinds of Shatakarni II. So according to Yuga Purana, which is written by Gargi, Yuga Purana also explored the longest duration, longest tenure of the second Shatakarni. So he was succeeded by his father. So he was continued the legacy of Shatavahana kingdom. He was also a great warrior like his father. The first time in the history of India, the South Indian king, no kings are conquered from South India to North India. So many are like Alauddin Khilji, like Ashoka, like Samudragupta. So the North Indian kings are but the particularly these Pulomavi, these so Pulomavi is Pulomavi first is conquered that capital city of Pataliputra, which is the located that mighty dynasty of Magadha. So the Pulomavi one is defeated the Magadha rulers who is ruled in those days Kanva Shusharma defeated by him. So his Magadha kingdom was defeated by the Pulomavi. That's why the North Indian literature given the information about these South Indian people, behalf of the name of Pulomavi, the Andhras called as Pulomas. The Andhras called as Pulomas on the texts of North Indian people. Why? Because of Pulomavi one defeated that Magadha people the first time in the history of India. So afterwards, the Puranas are referred to the Andhras as Pulomas. So next one, the Shatakarni of Kuntala. He ruled between the 38 before the Christ to 30 before the Christ. So though Kuntala Shatakarni, the 13th king, you know here, you can observe here, the 30 kings are approximately, the 30 kings are ruled 450 years. In spite of that, there is no evidences some of the kings. That's why these kings like Kuntala Shatakarni is the 13th ruler in Shatavahana dynasty. So he ruled a short period. In spite of that, he was ruled memorable administration. So he transferred the official language, transferred from Prakrit language to Sanskrit language. So then the South India is Sanskritized from the time of Kuntala Shatakarni. Kuntala Shatakarni started to denide the local languages. So he introduced that official language as Sanskrit. So his dominions included Dakshinapada, the parts of some parts of North India too, the Kavya Mimamsa of Rajashekara and Kama Sutra of Vatsayana. These literary works explained about the Kuntala Shatakarna. So he was a ruler of Shatavahana dynasty. The Gunadhya and Sharvavarma both are court poets and court writers of the Kuntala Shatakarni. So he patronized to them. So next, the 17th ruler. After the 13th ruler, Kuntala Shatakarni, we are going to 17th ruler, Hala Chakravarti or Hala. So he was known as Kavi Vatsala. So which is nothing but patronage of poets. Which is nothing but patronage of poets. He compiled the Gada Saptasati through the 700 stories in Prakrit language. So, Leelavati by Kuntala describes the love story of Hala and Leelavati. These princess, Leelavati is princess of Sri Lanka. So, she is a great poet and writer. So, but also the Hala Chakravarti also great poet and writer. So he also expanded his kingdom in South India. So next we are going to the 23rd king of Shatavahana dynasty, who is the great ruler among the Shatavahana rulers. So he is named as Gautami Putra Shatakarni. He is son of Gautami Putra Shatakarni and Shiva Swati Shatakarni. He is son of Shiva Swati Shatakarni and his parents Shiva Swati Shatakarni and Gautami Balasri. So he was one of the able ruler in ancient India who is restored the power of Shatavahana dynasty. His victories and his greatness and his successors are founded at mentioned in Nasik inscription by the Gautami Balasri at the time of his 19th regional year of the Gautami Putra Shatakarni. So he conquered so many states like Assaka and the Godavari and Mulaka and Maharashtra and Vidarbha. So many copper plates and so many inscriptions and so many archaeological evidences as well as the literary evidences praised his greatness. So the Gautami Putra Shatakarni, known as the Three Samuda Toya Pito Vahana. So around he wanderer of easily wanderer of three oceans like Arabian Sea and Indus Ocean as well as the Bay of Bengal. Easily he wandered among them. So that's why he named as a title as Sri Samuda Toya Pita Vahana, as well as he belongs to a Vedic religion. He patronized to them. That's why he also gained the title as Eka Brahmana and Agama Nilaya. These titles are achieved by the ruler of among Shatavahana. So dynasty expands from the south to which is located in Broch at Gujarat. So all the states like he conquered Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh. Hundreds of his finds obtained and from excavations at Kondapur and Pedabankur, the both of in Telangana, as mentioned in Nasik Prashasti, his titles are named on that plate, on that inscription. So he easily explored about that Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. And Gautami Putra Shatakarni was succeeded by his son Vasishtha Putra Shatakarni or Vasishtha Putra Pulomavi or Pulomavi too. So he ruled at the time of the 102 to 130 AD. So, and Shivasri Shatakarni and Yagnesri Shatakarni, these fellows are the latter Shatavahanas. So, the Pulomavi, the ruler, the Vasishtha Putra Shatakarni and Shivasri Shatakarni, during their period, the Shatavahanas were the allied with the Shekas, and they are held the matrimonial relations with the Shekas, and the Shekas ruler of the Saurashtra, and they are defeated by Shivasri Shatakarni twice, but they are also attacked on Satavahana dynasty. So, in spite of that, matrimonial relations is there, but they are conquered the Satavahanas. According to the Junagadh inscription of Rudradamana, the Shatavahanas, the latter after the latter rulers of Gautami Putra Shatakarni, they are defeated by the Shakas or Shaka Kshatrapas. So next we are going to latter Shatavahanas. The latter Shatavahanas like Yagneshri Shatakarni, who is ruled at the time of 174 before the Christ to 203 before the Christ. He was ruler of 26th. So you know very well he is a very good patronage to the Acharya Nagarjuna. The Acharya Nagarjuna was founder of the Nagarjuna Konda or Sri Parvata. So he founded at the school, Buddhist school at Sri Parvata, nothing but Nagarjuna Konda. The name behalf of the Nagarjuna, Acharya Nagarjuna. He is very chemistry philosopher. He wrote the Rasa Ratnakaram. He wrote the Rasa Ratnakaram, which is nothing but chemistry. So, Yagneshri Shatakarni patronized the Buddhists and the Jainists as well as the Vedic people. But Nasik, Kanaheri, and Chinaganjam, these inscriptions are explored about that friendship between the these inscriptions are Yagneshri Shatakarni, the friendship between the Yagneshri Shatakarni and Nagarjuna, Acharya Nagarjuna. So the Makadoni inscription given the information about the latter Shatavahanas, the Shatavahana dynasty after the 450 years, the last ruler Pulomavi of third Pulomavi defeated by the who is the Pallava rulers. So they are defeated at according to the Ihala Galli inscription. So copper plates. So then the Shatavahana dynasty was collapsed by the Pallavas. So this is the political history of Pallavas. So the administration of the Shatavahanas. The Shatavahanas are ruled so many years, and they are, according to the Professor R.S. Sharma, observe the administration of Shatavahanas like they are adopted like Mauryan dynasty. They are adopted that Mauryan administration. So his officials are the feudatories are ranked the aharas are the feudatories are given they are appointed the feudatories like their near and dearest people, and the prince is the second ruler announced before the ascended the throne. So hereditary rights are there. The elder son is ancestral ruler. So the officials like the dynasty of Shatavahanas is the Mahamantra in the court of ministers, the Mahamantra, heads of the department, and Bandagarika, the supervisor of stores, and Mahamat, who is the Mahasenapati commander in chief, and the Mahataraka, so the chamberlain, so the Hiranika, the treasurer, and the Pratiharas and Dyutas. Pratiharas and Dyutas. These are the messengers to the kingdom, and Ganapaka. So Ganapaka or Ganika, the accountant, and Lekaka, the writer or clerk. So Nibandhanakara, the register of documents, and the Pattika Palaka, so the director of archives. So these are the main officials during the Shatavahanas. So at the time of the democratic way, the what is the parliament is also there. That is called as Nigama Sabha. The all the elders, who is the members of this Nigama Sabha, the village elders also members of the Nigama Sabha. So the economic conditions are very good in Shatavahana dynasty. Those are Shatavahanas are the people are divided into the work-oriented people. The occupations are divided in this period. So the occupations called like that Charmakaras as leather workers, Kolikas, the weavers, Kularas, the porters, Tilapisakas, the oil makers, and Udayantrikas, the makers of hydraulic machines, and Kammaras, the iron workers, and Kasakaras, the braziers, the Suvarnakaras, goldsmiths, and the Manikaras, the jewelers, and Vidikas, the carpenters. Especially the porters and carpenters and leather workers and stone cutters. These people are rendering the services to the growth of agriculture during the Shatavahana dynasty. They played the vital role during the Shatavahana dynasty in Deccan. So, according to the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea, also given the information about trade and commerce between the Shatavahanas and Rome people and the eastern countries like Java, Sumatra, Malaysia, and the southern part of Simhala, and the Rome and Italy, which is the trade common to the dynasties of through the Mediterranean Sea. So these information given by the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea. The social conditions are occurred like the North Indian Mauryan dynasty, like the Chaturvarna Vyavastha is existed in the Shatavahana dynasty, and they are maintained the social ladder like nomenclature, just like seems to be a structural Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. So this structure is existed in those days. So in spite of that, the Vedic religion not care the talents of the women. In spite of that, in this dynasty, the woman is taken the good position in Shatavahana dynasty. She occupies the prominent position in society, just like the royal women also occupied the very good position like the Naganika and Balastri and Kuntala and these women are taken the very good position. So these mothers' name, they are tagged their mother's name is common in the Shatavahana dynasty. So this is they existed in social evil like that polygamy. Polygamy is very common. So they are not looked, they are not because of they are the allied with the foreigners and they are allied with the local tribes. So they are held the matrimonial relations with the Mahasenapatis and Mahabhojas. So and the local mighty tribes. So of course afterwards they are upgraded as a Brahmins, upgraded as a Kshatriya clans. So the religious conditions, particularly these Shatavahanas are explored about the Buddhism and Jainism and Vedic religion. So there is a religious tolerance. That's why the rulers are captured so many tribes and they are followed their customs and traditions and they are amalgamated into the Hindu religion or the Vedic religion. So thank you, one and all. So next we are meet tomorrow. We will meet tomorrow. Thank you, one and all.